Hello, hello, Jeanne-Marie Paynel here for your Montessori Monday. This is January 24th, so Montessori Moment number 4 on a Thursday. And wanted to come on here, so I just got off a long interview with Karine Robbins from there is a group here on Facebook called the Montessori Village, and all this week she is interviewing some of us Montessori, online people, and asking wonderful questions. And so I just got off that just a little while ago, so I'm a little bit talked out. So I will keep this one short today, and I invite you to go watch that longer interview that was done. It was a little technical difficulties because I'm not sure if the software she was using does not work in the zone that I'm in or something, but we got it figured out and it's on there. So the Montessori Village on Facebook, it's a group. You'll have to, request to join, and then there's a whole slew of interviews because this whole week she's interviewed some other wonderful colleagues of mine, and they're all in there. So that was that. So the Montessori Village on Facebook. And so today I just wanted to take the time to answer a question. And first of all, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I am Jeanne-Marie Paynel. I am the founder and owner of Voila Montessori, where I support, encourage, and guide parents to be the very best parent that they can be, and to really help you be the parent you want to be. Because I think in the long run, that's what's most important, is that we parent with the values that we want to give our children. And oftentimes, being a parent, I feel, makes us reevaluate our own upbringing, our own childhood. And there's things that we adored, and there's some things that we didn't like so much. And we want to be able to progress and to evolve. And so I really, encourage you and help you and support you to do all of that. I use my Montessori background, my Montessori training. I'm trained from birth to 6 with an AMI diploma, and I have a master's in Montessori education, and also my positive discipline training, both as a parent educator and classroom educator. And I know that Montessori and positive discipline are really a good match, that they really work very well hand in hand. To respect the child, to be able to follow the child in a respectful, dignified way. So that is me. And so today, for this Montessori Moment, I wanted to take the time to answer a question I received about from a mom who wanted some guidance around. Excuse me, let me just find it here. I have a 4-year-old and a 20-month-old. My 20-month-old always wants whatever his older sibling is working on. Example, I give him coloring markers and paper to draw and color, but a few seconds later, they just end up in his mouth or on the floor. How can I deal with giving my older daughter her space and helping her small brother in the right direction? So, for me, it's something that I think is pretty common. We have more than one child at home. There is age differences, except of course for those who have multiple births, which I lift my hat to you, because I think that must be a whole other ball game. But So they're the siblings, they're 4-year-old and 20-month-old. So for one, what I would, emphasize on is to understand that the 20-month-old probably shouldn't be doing what the 4-year-old is doing. So yes, he might want to, and he is very drawn to what his older sibling is doing, but he also needs different skills to get there. So we need to be mindful of that. It's not because, we have one that is older, like try to remember when you only had one, you didn't, give them activities that, a much older child would do. So being mindful with that, of really remembering that what he needs as a 20-month-old. And being able to have a conversation with all of you, and I'm a big proponent of having, family meetings where we all come together to kind of work out the kinks and the situations that are going on in our family, in our community, right? So we hold a little, family meeting, and I can, talk a lot more about that. There's kind of a sequence to make those successful, but really it's about coming together and really stating the issue or what's going on, and asking for solutions from the older child here, because but the 20-month-old definitely should be part of these meetings. But really it's coming together as a family and saying, I've noticed that when you are wanting to color, your little brother really wants to do the same thing, and sometimes I know that can bother you, and you don't necessarily want to be, he can't necessarily be doing the same thing as you and such. So what are some solutions? So really having the child be part of the solution. And for me, the solution would be to, create a space for her to have her 4-year-old activity kind of out of reach, so that the 20-month-old cannot get to them. So whether that is on a higher shelf, whether that is in a little cupboard, maybe with a little, latch lock that she can undo, things like that, so that she have a sense of, these are my things. And sometimes also some of the activities that she has could be a hazard to the younger child. Like I actually remember very well my 4-year-old when I brought home her newborn brother. She had actually attended at the maternity ward where I was going to have him a little older sibling class, and it was very well done, but it had given her this responsibility that she needed to make sure that there were no small items around. And at the time she was into Polly Pockets. I don't know if they're still around, but they were these tiny little dolls with, tiny little shoes and everything. And she got home and put all of those away, and her brother hadn't even arrived yet. So, really making them understand what their responsibilities are as well. So, to go back, to create a space for her to have her things. And then to be mindful that the 20-month-old needs different activities, so that we can really have things set up so that when he wants to do the same thing, we're able to say, oh, I see you're really wanting to do this, and this is for your sister, here's what you can do. So that we're giving him the option of, similar things, but that are going to be more appropriate for his age and for his development. So I hope that helped. Like I said, I'm a little talked out today, so I hope I'm making sense. But please let me know if you have more questions about that, about just setting the Montessori home environment when you have multiple children, multiple ages. It can be challenging sometimes, but we just need to be mindful to have everybody's needs met. And that might mean, 2 little separate environments, or it might mean, some things are higher and some things are lower, and just really guiding them to understand, like, this is your limit. Like, we always say in Montessori, it's freedom within limits. So letting them with loving kindness know what those limits are, and just redirecting. So hopefully that was helpful. And, just a reminder that my Montessori parenting membership community, the doors are open. I am welcoming new members until February 15th, when I will close the door for another probably few months, much later into the year, so that I can really concentrate on all our members. And there I really go in depth into Montessori principles, into setting up the home, into, this kind of situation of setting up the home for different ages, toilet independence, feeding, positive discipline, self-care. I mean, a whole slew of things. For me, all of the nuts and bolts of parenting and parenting the way that we want to parent. So that is the Montessori Parenting membership community, and I will put the links below. Otherwise, come over to my website, voilamontessori.com. Voila Montessori, VOA Montessori.com, where you will have all of that information as well. So I will see you tomorrow for another Montessori Monday. Bye-bye for now.